We are back on the Niall Goes Drifting YouTube channel. There's something I haven't been telling you. Some of you may know, but some of you who don't really follow me on other social channels. We have another car. I've been holding this back for quite a while because didn't really want to start any sort of vlogs on it until we started modifying it. So today, we're going to take it into the shed. I'm going to reveal to you the new car to the Niall Goes Drifting channel. As you can see, the 180's in the back. It's feeling sorry for itself. We'll get to that. But the new car to the Niall Goes Drifting channel. Check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments. Was it a good idea, bad idea, fun idea, or should I just get rid of it? Let me know in the comments. Here it is. Here is the new car to the channel, Nissan 350Z. I had to see what all the buzz was about, seen all the lads having loads of fun in these, and I needed a car that I could just basically throw tyres on, petrol, and go and have a day's fun at like a Drift Games Invitational, because this thing, way too expensive to run for them days. This is my answer. So, completely stock, a little bit of a barn find. I've had it for quite some while, as I says. Myself and Radiator have been working on developing some stuff for the 350Zs, and Radiator has developed full carbon Kevlar door skins for the 350Z. So we know that we can get all the door marks on our doors, contact Radiator, throw on a set of carbon Kevlar door skins. I'll insert a picture here of what they look like. Kean Droney rocks them on his car and it looks incredible with the door skins on it. But yeah, so plan. Gonna try and do this as budget as I possibly can. First step today, we're going to head right into it. We have a brand new aluminium radiator to go into it. We'll tackle keeping the water cool first, and I think oil is a problem with these as well, so that will be another step. It does have some set of coilovers in it, but it is like a bouncy castle. It's very bouncy on the back, so we need to get up a lift, have a look at that. We're probably going to get a set of coilovers for it. Am I going to go as far as BCs for it? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Is there another coilover, a budget coilover that will do just the same? Also the extra lock, I don't really know what to do with the extra lock as well, so all your feedback in the comments would be very grateful. But look, let's get this in, get it on the lift, and let's do the radiator today. Get that in and I'll show you the radiators that I'm putting in, and I also have some radiators for you guys to buy at a very reasonable price as well if you have a Z and you're thinking about going the same route as me. So let's get in the lift and see what we're dealing with. This is the radiator that I've got. Spa One. Yeah, everybody says, oh, it's Chinese. But our good friend Jerry at China Sourcing Services, he has found a supplier in China for these, and they make a lot of reputable brands. I mean, the top brands. I'm not going to say, but the quality of this radiator is pretty good. The welds, the polishing. Does that radiator cap ring a bell as to what brands I'm talking about? If you do, let me know in the comments. Yeah, this is going to be the first step to the 50Z. Turn it around. We've also got full fan shroud and two big boy fans on it as well. So, also, another thing. I questioned about this, and do you see these fittings here? I looked at the radiator on the 350Z and I was like, it does not have anything going in here or here. I didn't know what this was. I even questioned the factory and they couldn't really give me an answer. But a good friend of mine I work with told me what it is. Do you know what they are? Let me know in the comments. But I'll tell you a little later on what the idea of these are and what purpose they might come in useful for the 350Z later on. So it is cool. You can put an AN fitting on it. So if you're running AN lines, or you can thread this on and you can just push up a rubber pipe on it and put a duplicate clip on it. If it'll thread on, there like that. So you have two options for these. So is that giving you any hints in the comments? Let me know. But yeah, savage quality. I got 5 of these, so I have 4 more. I'm going to show you how it fits into 350Z, but if you have 350Z, you're starting out a build, these are €350, which is insanely cheap for a full setup. Go to any of your main brands, Google it now, and look at the price of them compared to this. It's insanely cheap. So if you are interested in one, do hit me up on some of my Now Goes Drifting social channels and we'll get you hooked up with one. Now we need to get to work and get it in here. Okay, so we're on the lift and I'm going to set up a time lapse and just time lapse putting in the radiator. Doesn't look too bad. First time doing it, so we're just going to have to figure it out. There is aircon in the car. I don't know when I'm in here now, should I delete the aircon? Delete the aircon and take the aircon pump off it altogether. I am looking at the belts in this thing and definitely needs new fan belts. Just looking to see, yes, the air conditioning actually runs on a separate belt, so that's pretty good. So I can use all the side with the belt on it fine, and then just delete the air conditioning. I could just take the belt off it even. So maybe when we have the radiator out and a little bit of space in there, we could look at doing that. So, pretty easy job. Didn't even require a lift to do it, but now we've got all the space here. AC rad is 100%. If anybody's looking for an AC rad for 350Z, give me a shout. And I did cut that line there, but I'm sure they do disconnect from there. If they don't, we'll throw it in the bin. Also, there's a good standard radiator there if anybody wants a good standard radiator, and fans. You might tell me in the comments that the old fans, I think I've read or heard somewhere that the old fans can be a bit iffy on working, so kind of hence why I'm doing all this. But there's a good radiator there if somebody wants it, and fans. But now we'll get this in soon. But while I am here, the engine looks really dry. There's no leaks, there's no anything like that. I've cut off the air conditioning belt because we're not going to be using the air conditioning. But I do need to get a new belt for this. I think it's 6PK1175 it looks like. But while I'm here, new fan belt, I'm going to ring my good friends in Love Car Parts and I'm going to get an oil filter, plugs, and I need an air filter because this air filter is very wet and dirty looking. So hopefully they have it in stock. Just while I'm in this far, quick service, oil filter, plugs and an air filter, and get the new rad in, and then hopefully This is an untested car, so I don't know what lies ahead, but I'm as well to do them couple of bits and make sure that she's running okay. What oil I'm going to run it on, I don't know. We do run 1060 oil in all of the BMWs, Abby's car and the drift car and stuff like that, but I don't know about these engines. Do they like 1060 or what? So I might give Key and Droney a call. He is the expert about these, so I'm going to give him a call, see what oil he runs in his, and then we'll run the same oil in here. But yeah, look, it's a good base. Get all this done, cool and done. And yeah, everybody says to run oil coolers, so I need to figure out what is the story with oil coolers. Is there like a relocation kit on an oil filter? I don't know. I really don't know, but you'll probably tell me in the comments. But yeah, it's a new venture for me, totally new. Don't really know what's going on, but we'll figure it out. But the Radiator so far was pretty easy. So let's call on for car parts, see what they've got in stock to get this thing serviced. We're just back from our run. We had a little bit of running to do, Lamp car parts. We got the valve in 1060. We're going to use 1060 in this car. So 1060, and we got the oil filter off Lamp car parts. Then we had to go to your car parts. We've got a new fan belt. So it's 1175 on the car, this is 1180, so 5 in the difference. We'll make that up on the tensioner. And these 6 brand new plugs. These are iridium plugs, and these are expensive. But to give the 350Z the best chance we have, I don't mind spending money on it. So we are running the best of oil, best of plugs, new fan belt, oil filter. That should keep this machine pretty happy. So first of all, I'm going to let up in the lift. It has the old style tensioner on it, so I just want to put a bit of W40 on the bolts going up through it, and make sure it's all free, and then I can back it off. But yeah, that belt is pretty gone, basically. So up she goes, and we do the fan belt on. So car up on the lift, and we have no spring. There seems to be some sort of true coilover setup in it. I don't know if that's the way to go with the Z, or should we go back to a shock and a spring. I do need to weld the diff, so the diff is going to have to come out of it, and we're going to need to get that welded. Looking at this frame here, this brace here is pretty rotten, so possibly need to change that. We've got all of this rattling around here, we'll probably need to get that, and this frame here is rusted as well, so we need to replace them. The bolts don't look really great, but yeah, it looks like it got a thump here at some stage of some sort. Coming down here, we've got a flexi pipe completely worn through, so I'd say we might need to make a trip to Dooley Fabrication. It has got 2 big lumps of cats in it. We're obviously going to have to get rid of them as well. But yeah, overall it is a little bit crusty, but the body of it is very good, so we're happy enough with that. It's just the likes of these braces and stuff. Chassis, everything seems to be pretty okay. So wheels are all free. Got a massive anti-roll bar in the front of it. So yeah, basically this is what I'm saying. I just want to spray a bit of oil in this and free this up, that we can let off the tensioner. And then yeah, extra lock. Let me know, is there a... I know some of the lads are putting a washer on the inner tie rod to give it that extra bit of lock, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Maybe it is, just for a bit of a fun car. There is coilovers in the front. They look a bit crusty. They might be okay though. They might be okay. Just leave them ones in the front and put a set in the back. Don't know. We're just going to play it as it is. Look at the size of the oil filter on it. It's tiny. So we're going to put a new oil filter on it, and just finding that pipe. We probably need to go on with a sandwich plate here and run oil lines out to an oil cooler out here. So I need to look into that. I think that is power steering cooler. which is quite small. But yeah, we'll get it all serviced anyway, and get the fan belt on it, get them a few jobs done for this episode, and then we can go hunting then for the rest of the upgrades. So that's our new fan belt on. The 1180, it worked lovely, so I've got enough tension on that. So now it's time to get the radiator back in, get it back in and put on our coolant pipes, get coolant back into the system. With the wiring for the fans, I'm not sure how I'm going to go with this. I wonder, can I use its own wiring, or do I have to go and put in a relay and put on switches? But I would like it to come on when the thermostat calls for the fan. I'm going to see, can I figure that one out? If not, then I'd have to wire to relays and have it on a switch. But I'd like to have it that it could come on when it needs it. So that's going to take a little bit of figuring out. Somebody might have figured it out before and you might let me know. But we'll put it in anyway, and then we'll have a look at it. Then when we get that done, we'll go and we'll put in the plugs. This side looks pretty all right. This side, I have a little bit of ripping of looms and stuff. I'll get this pipe off. But let's get to work. And that's it. Our new radiator is installed. And that is going to provide some massive cooling in there. Very straightforward. Still lots of clearance here. As it says, we need to figure out the wiring, but direct fit, and it looks pretty good in there. One little modification, there's a little bit of the front frame I did have to cut just to allow the radiator to sit in nicely, just to cut a small little bit out of it. So I cut that out, and the radiator fits in, all its lock and tabs and everything is just, it's very, very good. I'm very, very happy with the quality of it. And yeah, that is the big boy coolant fan in. And that's it. We've got the car up and running now. Coolant's in. We have no fans wired yet, but I'm just going to let it run there, try and bring up some of the temperature and try and bleed out some of the air that's in the system. It shouldn't be too bad, just seeing that it's just a rad section, but we'll let it run for just a couple of minutes. You can see there's some bubbles coming up there, so we're going to let it just get out some of the bubbles and warm up the oil, and then we'll be able to drop the oil out and change the oil filter. So top hose is getting pretty warm there now, and we are starting to bubble away here. The other hose is still very, very cold, so it is definitely starting to warm up now and starting to blow out all them bubbles. So hopefully when it gets hot enough, thermostat opens, we'll be able to top it up another little bit and should be good to go. Right, so we've got that pretty well bled up there now. Just brought it up to temperature and just knocked it off there, topped it back up with coolant. I don't want to run it anymore now until I have the fans wired up, figure out how I'm going to wire them, that it'll come on with ECU like. But anyway, while I have it warmed up, we'll take off the oil filter, and there is a K&N oil filter on it, very sporty. So take off the oil filter, let out the oil, and give it a fresh service. The size of this thing's hilarious. And what I noticed about the 350Z, if you have a 12mm, a 14mm and a 10mm, you basically do a lot of stuff with the engine, but it's very handy. Well, it's quite black. God only knows when it was changed last, but it's definitely going to be in for a treat with the Valvoline 1060 and the new filter. But we let that drain out, and I think I must look it up, but the lads on car parts says like 4.7 litres of oil, which is not a lot for a big 3.5 litre engine. But yeah, let it drain out, get the new filter on, and get some Valvoline 1060 in it, and then we'll tackle the plugs. I'm not looking forward to that job. Right, we've got the fans wired up. They are running there now, so there seems to be a good blow off them. Let's see, can we do... Oh, they're gone off now. But we'll do a paper test the next time they come on and see if they'll stick to the radiator. But yeah, quite a bit of mess of coolant here. I was just trying to bleed it out there and it overflowed quite a lot, so I've got a lot of coolant all over the place. So I'll just tidy this up. I'll wait till the fans come back on again and we will give them a run and see how good of a suction they have. So fans are running again. So that's a pretty good suction there. That should keep us nice and cool. I'm just tidying up the wire loom because the original shroud and stuff had places to clip in the wire loom. But a couple of cable ties should be safe enough there. But yeah, a great success. While I am here, earlier on in the video, you see me talking about these. So this radiator will suit an automatic 350Z as well, for the transmission cooler. But I was thinking of rerouting the power steering lines and using this section as a cooler for the power steering and doing away with this. Is that a good idea or a bad idea? You could run oil to this, but that definitely wouldn't work for an oil cooler in a 350Z. But would it work for a power steering cooler? Let me know in the comments. Now that's done, we are going on to the plugs. There's such a lot of stuff in the way, but this seems to be the easier side. Let me know, does these coil packs fail in these much? But yeah, a bit of a pain to get. That's not too bad actually, that side. This side though, look, it mightn't be too bad once I remove the intake pipe. But yeah, I'm just going to tear into it and get these plugs done. So that wasn't as bad as I thought. It was just basically off the intake pipe and we had the full run of all the coil packs. So that's basically it now. I just need to get the strut brace back on and I need to figure out putting an air filter on this because this section here is bolted on. I don't know, is there a aftermarket thing to put on here, to put on a better air filter on it, or do you just run the standard air filter? Let me know, but everything has gone to plan. So put back the strut brace on and then we'll see how we are then. And that's it. 350Z is fully serviced, new fan belt on and the new radiator. So that's been a great bit of progress. I've been meaning to do that in a long time. So that is all the engine part of it. Pretty sorted, bar the oil cooler. And the next step is, I seen actually in Jack Shanahan's video, getting this ABS pump out and removing that, putting in the hydraulic handbrake and getting all the brakes end of it sorted. That is that part of it. And then the next part then will be a bucket seat and strip out some of the interior. I'm not going to strip out all of the interior. Leave it like a fun bash car where you have the luxuries of your interior and a CD player and all that sort of crack. Just for a bit of fun. I have the front bumper fixed. I just need to put paint on that. And yeah, that's all for the next couple of episodes. So now that I've broken the ice on the 350Z build, I can start putting out more content on that. It's pretty easy car to work on and quite enjoyable. So that is that for this episode. Let me know, comment down below what you think of it and all the bits and pieces that I said during the video. Hope you comment below and make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more of the 350Z build. The next vlog we will have is the Drift Games Invitational. Abby is coming back out. Abby will be driving her BMW E46 325 and I've done a bit of work on that as well, but I'll explain that on the other video at the Invitational. We have finally got power into that car, so Abby should have a lot of fun on that. We do got to bring it into the garage and do a bowl check on it. I might start the vlog there, we will see. But thanks very much for watching. We'll see you on the next one where we go shredding at the Drift Games Invitational.